Okay, so today we are starting to work with variables and equations. Now, an equation in its most basic form is when one side equals the other. All right, so if I told you x plus 3 equals 5, you would tell me that x equals what? 2, right? And that's the only value that can make that equation true, right? If I said 3, well, 3 plus 3 isn't 5. So with equations, there's only one value that can make it true. And that's what you're going to start to see with these equations that we're solving. Now today, the equations are simple enough that I can just solve them mentally. So good news on your homework tonight, there's not a whole lot of work to show because you're going to be doing mental math. So let's look at example 1. In example 1, we're writing verbal sentences as equations. And we need to look for our operational keywords. Words that would tell us what operation connects our number and variable. And I find these usually towards the beginning of my phrases. All right, so if I said sum, what operation does that mean? Addition, very good. If I said minus, what would that mean? Subtraction. If I said product, multiplication. If I said quotient, division. If I said difference, you would say subtraction, okay? So you do need to know your operational keywords. All right, so in my first equation, this is what I did. I plugged in my addition sign where the word and was, so x plus 6 equals 9, and the value for x that makes it true is 3. X equals 3. All right, on B, the difference of 12 and y is 9. So again, where I see the word and, I insert my operational word. And 12 minus y equals 9. So what value would make y true? 12 minus what? Very good. So y equals 3. All right, now look at C. The product, okay, so product means multiplication. How do I show multiplication between -4 and p? Do I use a little x? Do I use a dot? Do I use parentheses? Nothing. I just put my number and my variable together next to each other. -4p. Algebraically, this is how I write multiplication between a number and a variable. I don't need anything else. I know that it's showing multiplication. So -4p equals 32. Okay? So what value of p would make this equation true?
8. -8.
-8. Why -8?
Because 2 negatives equals a positive.
Very good, because 2 negatives make a positive. So p equals -8. Very good. All right, now quotient means what operation? What operation? Division. So n divided by 2 is 9. Or you could say n divided by 2 is 9. Either way is fine. And what value of n would make the equation true? 18. N equals 18. Okay? So technically the value, we're just kind of getting ahead of the game a little bit. But in this example, we're writing verbal sentences as equations. All right? Questions on that? Okay, now in example 2, we're just checking possible solutions. So let's pretend for a minute that we don't know what the solution to x minus 5 equals 2 is. So we're going to plug in these potential solutions. That's what it's asking me to do. That's what it'll be asking you to do on your homework and possibly a quiz or a test. All right, so we're going to substitute the value. 9 minus 5 equals 2. Well, what is 9 minus 5? 4. So does 4 equal 2? No. So you would say no. That is not a solution. All right, and that's your answer to that part. All right, so on these, on your homework, make sure you show me this equals this and yes, or this doesn't equal this and no. All right, so what about the next one? 7 minus 5 equals 2. Well, what's 7 minus 5? 2. So 2 equals 2. Yes. Make sure you show me how both sides equal each other. All right, and then the last one, what's 15 minus 5? 10. So 10 does not equal 2, and no. All right. Go ahead and do the checkpoint. I want you to do the first 3 problems. For examples 1 and 2. On A and B, on the first 2, I want you to write an equation. If you think you know the answer to, I want you to write the answer. So Z equals what and M equals what. On C, I want you to test both solutions and tell me which one is the solution. What's my equation? 3 plus Z equals negative 10. Okay? That is the equation. That's a translation for the sentence. Okay? Now, what does Z equal to make it true? Negative 17. Very good. Negative 13. Negative 13. All right, now on B, quotient of M and 6 is 4. M divided by 6 is 4. And what does M equal? 24. Very good. Now on C, I must show the substitution for both solutions. All right, this one you guys were a little shaky on. Plug in negative 5 and see if it works out. What's negative 8 times negative 5? 40. So yes, 40 equals 40. Yes. But you're not done yet. You still need to test your other solution. Okay? And negative 40 does not equal 40. No. Okay, so testing solutions. Tell me yes or no and show me how both sides either equal or don't equal each other. Make sure you do that on your homework problems tonight. All right, moving on to example 3 now. In example 3, we are using mental math, so guess what? You don't have to show any work. You don't have to show any work. Solving equations using mental math does not involve, it doesn't say calculator math. Okay, so don't use your calculators on your homework tonight. No calculators. What number plus 3 is 11? 8. So x equals 8. 16 minus what number equals 9? 7. So m equals 7. Now, wherever you see the variable, I want you to mentally insert the question, what number? So on number 20, you would say, or on C, you would say 20 equals 5 times what number? 4. 5 times 4. So T equals 4. And then on D, what number divided by 6? This one's tricky. What number divided by 6 is negative 3? 9. Negative 18. Negative 18. Negative 18. Because the answer is negative, you have to divide by a negative. Y equals negative 18. Mental math to solve. This is the majority of your homework tonight. It's numbers 20 through 31, mental math. Okay? All right, so now I want you to do some practice ones. All right, so checking the checkpoint. Let me get over to it. There it is. All right, checking the checkpoint. A, x equals 17. B, n equals negative 8. Very good. C, negative 5. And D? 9. S equals 9. Did you write the variable equals? Okay, so don't just write the answer. All right, now I want you to turn in your books to page 87. Turn in your books to page 87. We're going to work on a word problem now. Okay? Now, listen. This is our goal. We're trying to get to some type of an equation that we're solving for the variable. All right? Except now, on example 4, it's a blank slate. I don't have any of the pieces yet. I have to read the word problem and start to piece it together. All right, so let's read it together. I'm on number 7 on page 87. It says you're having a party and serving quesadillas as appetizers. There will be how many people? 12. At the party. Each quesadilla will be cut into how many wedges? 4. And you expect each person to eat how many? 3 wedges. How many quesadillas do you need to make? All right, so step 1 says, let what? Let X represent the number of quesadillas you need. So write an expression for the number of wedges in however many quesadillas. I want you to try to write an expression that includes a number and a variable. So what's our term? What's our expression? X4 or 4x. Very good. 4 times I don't know how many. So if it's 3, 4 times 3 is 12. All right, so now look at step 2. How many wedges do you need to feed 12 people?
40.
Hold on. Try to write it down on your paper first. All right, so what are you going to multiply?
12 times 3.
12 times 3, because each person is going to eat 3, and there's 12 people, so it's 36 wedges. Okay, so now I know how many, here's a hint, total wedges there's going to be. I want you to write an equation. Now for step 3, write an equation that will help you figure out how many quesadillas you need to make. 36. 4 times, I don't know how many quesadillas, equals 36. So how many quesadillas do I need to make?
9.
9 quesadillas.
Thanks, Colin.
9 quesadillas. Okay? All right, so you have, I think, 1 or 2. Actually, you have 3 word problems tonight for your homework that are going to be writing an equation. All right, figure out the operation. Here it was multiplication. Sometimes it's addition, subtraction. You just have to figure it out. If you understand that, that's everything you need to know for 2.4.